All right, hello again. I had a video for you guys yesterday, but me being the bright person I am, I did the whole video and at the very end of the video realized that I didn't hit the record button. Operator error. Wasn't the technology, it was me. Let's see. Woo, where to start? I remember a week or two ago, let's start with Poplin, doing laundry. A week or two ago, I was the guy that would get like maybe 1 or 2 a week, maybe 3 was a big week, and I would have that one or two loyal customers like, boy, I hope they do laundry this week. I could use the money, use the experience, all that. That has not been the case. Like over the last week or so. Yesterday, I had 5 orders on deck just that one day. I mean, I've been having like 3 and 4 orders a day. It's crazy. I didn't get one last night, and I haven't got one today. So I don't know how that works. Maybe they think I needed a break or something. But yeah, like I was doing a lot of laundry. A lot of laundry was getting done. Let's see. I was getting so much laundry, which is good, of course. I mean, I'm in business to make more money, but it made me strategize my time. And basically, what I would do is, if I could do drop-offs in Temple and then shoot up to Georgetown, great. If I had to just shoot down to Georgetown, that was fine as well. But when I got to Georgetown, instead of grabbing orders and coming back, I just go to Georgetown and work. And then if there's any other orders while I'm in Georgetown, snatch those up and come back. And that happened a couple of times, to tell you the truth. I ended up picking up in Georgetown. I had an order in Gerald. It's a different strategy, but it did work. Yesterday I worked Georgetown yesterday, but didn't get an order, so I just kind of stayed up there. And did my Uber Eats, my DoorDash, things like that. But yeah, that was the exciting part. This video here, we're gonna talk. We had a request on a topic, which is doing gig work just for gas money. That was by one of the subscribers, Cat Daddy. I actually know him in real life. Let's see, and yeah, there's a common misconception about us gig workers that there is no money in doing this. That we've heard it from family and friends where all you do is you make gas money. That's all you do is you make gas money. I could say a whole bunch about that. I guess let's hit it in the face first. First of all, that's not true. It's a lot more than just gas money. If all you made was gas money, you could drive a tank and take bad orders all night, and you'd still make more than gas money. There's definitely strategies to make more money. If you don't know what you're doing out here, I remember. In fact, I remember when that subscriber, Cat Daddy, when he first started working, and I had this conversation with other friends of mine too that started gig working, and they made like $60 in a day, and it's pretty terrible. I remember those days too, like about 5 years ago, man. 50. It was right during the pandemic. COVID just hit. I was on furlough, and I was freaking out, wanted to make some money. And I didn't know what I was doing. I was on an app called Waiter. They got bought out by Uber Eats, but I knew nothing. I was in a parking lot by HEB over here by the high school here in Temple, and I was just sitting there, just sweating, and just sitting there all day waiting for an order. I didn't know what a good or bad order was, so all the orders were like maybe $5-6. I was driving all over the place. Didn't know any better. I was waiting 45 minutes for an order. It was terrible, man. Eventually I got onto Uber or Uber Eats. started doing Uber Eats. Then I ended up putting Grubhub on top of that. Actually, I'm one of the few people that actually got on a DoorDash later. Then it took me a while. I was just on the wait list forever. But yeah, the people I've met or I've heard of that say that all us gig workers do is make gas money, it's not worth the time. They really don't know what they're talking about. And I don't mean that to be mean, but it's one of them deals where they just haven't done it firsthand, or they did it and they did it a couple times and had a bad experience, and that's what happened. It's kind of like the analogy, like if I told you about scuba diving and all I did is tell you about what I read online, what I read on Reddit, what I heard, this and that, and all I did is look at the negative comments, and I try to tell you that, I try to tell you what I know about scuba diving. I mean, the person that has a half a mind, the first thing you would ask is like, have you ever been scuba diving? And if the answer is no, it's like, okay, so you really don't know what you're talking about. Or, you could say, well, you really don't have any, to be nice, you could say, you don't have any first-hand experience doing this. Or scuba diving. Or, well, I went scuba diving once and, I had a really bad experience, this and that. But when it comes down to it, you really don't put in the time to really consider yourself being proficient about scuba diving. So you're not really qualified to say that you know about scuba diving. Well, I say that the same thing about gig work. If you haven't been out here, on the surface, it's, hey man, I look at the phone, they tell me where to go, I pick up the food, I drive, I drop it off. But, on the surface, it sounds like, well, that's simple, right? It's like, if you play pool, playing pool, man, I just take a stick, I hit the ball into another ball, and I put it in a pocket. It's kind of like playing marbles on top of the table with sticks. Yeah, that's definitely what it is. But there's people out there that make a lot of money on it, money doing it, whether they're doing tournaments or professionals or whatever. There's definitely more strategy behind it. There's different games, different strategies, ways of playing. There's a lot of ins and outs. And the same thing, honestly, it's really like that about gig work. Food delivery, like I said, we'll use that initial sentence. Hey, you just pick up, you got a phone, you turn it on, turn the app on, get the order, take it, go there, take it to the house, drop it off. If you want to be fancy, take a picture. I'm like, yeah, but do you know the best times of day to go in your market? Do you know the best restaurants in town? Do you know which ones are fast, which ones are slow? Do you know whether to take the loop or take the side streets, depending on the time of day? Do you know that side street so you don't have to do a big old turnaround? Do you know... those are just like the basic stuff. You know what I mean? When it comes to gig work, there's ins and outs to this stuff too. Like where are you waiting for orders if it does get slow? Are you in an HEB parking lot far away from the restaurants, or are you where all the restaurants are at, where there's a lot of restaurants? Are you near a bunch of fast food places? Are you by the high-end places? Let's see. Were you driving around all day with the Wi-Fi on versus not having the Wi-Fi on? That's actually a thing too. By the way, usually you want to have the Wi-Fi off. That's the answer to that one. Why? Is because if you're driving around, you got the Wi-Fi on. Every time you drive by a place, your phone's gonna try to connect to that Wi-Fi. It's occupying. It's basically your phone's too busy trying to jump onto all these different Wi-Fi carriers, and your phone's not. You're spending more time looking for carriers than it is looking for orders. I know it sounds silly, but you say what you want. I've been I've been out here for a while. I've people on YouTube, or you can read about stuff like that. But I mean, do you know your market? Do you know your restaurants? Do you know? I mean, you get to the point when as soon as you walk in, you see who's working. Like, oh my goodness, man, this person sucks. Or you'd be like, oh, that one manager's working, man. As soon as I walk up, they know who I am. They hand you the food. You know, during the most busiest times, are you spending time getting gas when you should already have topped up? Or instead of parking, you went over and got gas? Did you clock out did you log out of the apps to eat it was lunchtime. Well, guess what? You wanted to eat lunch while everybody else was eating lunch. So when everyone else was eating lunch or dinner, they're ordering DoorDash. But you weren't doing orders because you wanted to sit down at a restaurant. Pick your spots. When opportunity is knocking, answer the door. I mean, those are just simple things on top of my head. So, the stereotype, well, there's no money in it. You wear your car down to death. I'm hearing this from I've heard this from people who have the money issues. They're telling me how they can't do this, they won't do this. I'm like, okay, you can't, you won't do it. So, if you won't do it, then obviously you won't get the money. If you come out here and you do it, it's just like anything else. When you jumped on that bicycle, man, most people didn't just take off. It took them a while to figure out how to balance themselves and get better at things. And the same thing with this gig work stuff. Like my newest adventure doing laundry, I've been trying to figure out a strategy that's best suits me to make as much money with that as possible. When I first started, it could be 5 o'clock at night, and I just got done working, and I drove all the way to Georgetown, all the way back to grab wine order. I would also do things like I would go to Georgetown during the day, grab the order, come back, bring it to the house, and then later on in the day I went back to Georgetown to grab another order. Just bad moves. And then I started tweaking it, like, oh, okay, maybe let me try this. I would get the orders and prioritize them. Like, okay, these, if I can drop them off in the morning, great. If I can't, I'll go to Georgetown. When I come back from Georgetown, I usually get home about 5 o'clock, but I don't have to drop these off till 8. So technically, if the laundry isn't completed by the time I want to by the morning, I don't have to really sweat it as much, because when I get home, I can just quickly finish up and send those ones, the ones that are in Temple, send it to the person's house, or I'll drive it to the hotel for the workers. You get a lot of contractors that use poplin, and I've also noticed if you can get that contractor's usually not in town too long. So if you can do their laundry, get it back to them quick. They may tip, they may not tip, but I'll tell you what, man, they're gonna stick with you while they're in town. Lowest dollar amount per order is like $23, $24. So that's $24 for the day. You say what you want. But yeah, we're out here just making money. Or we're just making gas money. That's just simply not true. We're making a bit more than gas money. Like I said, I've been offered jobs like at the VA, post office, jobs like that, and even better jobs than that. But like now I enjoy the freedom, and now I enjoy the lifestyle that I live. When I first started, it was pretty, like I said, it was pretty rough. But like now, if I want to buy another car, I'll buy another car. If I want to go rent a car, I'll rent a car. I'll make money with that too. I can, these people I've heard that can't or won't do this, or they just think, oh, you just wear your vehicle on the ground. These are people, most of these people are the ones that have W-2s. I've said this before, they can't buy brakes, I can buy cars. It's what you do with your money. So, yeah, just kind of it's really your mindset on what you want to do. you can, I mean, I can show them the phone, like, look, this is what I made on this, and they're like, oh, that was all right. Like, wait, that's only one app. And I can show them 2 or 3 apps, and like, okay, look, do the math. Did 80 on that app. I did 60 on that app, and then I did, I got 40 or 40, 50 here, and I got unconfirmed tips over here. So in one day, you make 170, 240, or something like that in one day, and like that's a fact. That's a fact. It's here. It's in the account. I have access to the money, so I can go and fill up my tank anytime. Trust me, I'm not asking people for gas money. I don't even think that way. I don't even worry about gas prices too much. I mean, I know where I'm gonna go to the place I like to go. I like to go to Walmart on West Adams because they have better priced gas. Plus, I do Walmart Spark over there. So, I mean, if I'm waiting on an order, why wait when I can go top off my tank? Waste no time. But yeah, when it comes down to it, the whole, there's just no money in that. It's a waste of my time. I mean, I don't know what to tell y'all, man. It's not been my experience. I mean, if you don't have the right vehicle and you want to do this type of work, you make more than enough to go make a car payment. And I don't mean like a car payment, like a $200 car payment. Like, you can have pick the car that you want. Like, okay, what do I need? How much do I need down? If you're trying to get it low, or you don't have a big down payment, you don't mind having $600 plus car payment. I mean, $600. I mean, you can do that in a couple of weekends. If you really go at it, I mean, you could. I mean, simple math. I mean, you do Walmart Spark, doesn't even matter if it's Walmart Spark, any app. I mean, let's say you have a horrible time, and you made $15 an hour, which sucks out here, by the way. You don't want to be making $15 out of here, man. But let's say it took you 2 hours to make that $30. $30. Multiply that by 20. Guess what you got? You got your car payment. So you got to do it 20 times. I mean, there's other times, man, where you make $30 in 1 hour. Easy. I mean, it happens. It's not like that's unheard of. That happens all the time. It probably happens to me every day. It's not every hour, but I bet I have a $30 hour just about every day. And there's other days, I'll have, days where I'm like, man, I can't even get 20 an hour. But when it comes down to it, that money can literally be put toward a car, and that's if you're gonna get a nice car. I mean, you could go buy yourself a bucket for a couple of G's. Well, I need a couple $1,000s for that bucket. I need $3,000 for that cash car. Yeah. So take the car that you have. You're not gonna run into the ground, but you take all that. You, instead of spending the money, which most people do, just take the money that's on your Walmart One card, or the Dasher Direct card, which is called Crimson now, their Uber One card, and just don't spend it. And then when that dollar amount gets to where it needs to get to get the cash car, buy your cash car. I mean, do the math. It's not that hard. I mean, borrow your friend. You can borrow a friend's car. You can go. I mean, you can rent a car. You can go on a Turo, Turo, and rent somebody's personal vehicle, and make money with it. There's people out there doing that. I mean, there are so many ways to do it. You just got to kind of get outside your comfort zone. Or like, you can get to do the car payment thing. Maybe you have a decent vehicle. You don't want to buy another car, but you want some living room furniture. You went over to Ashley's, you found found something that's nice for, payments like, I don't know, $130, $150 a month. Come on, man. Some people like, I'm saving up for a dining room. You ever hear people saying they're saving up for something and never buy it? I mean, if you do this even part-time, you can go to Walmart and get a 65-inch TV for like $240, $260. I mean, you could do that easily just by door dashing during the week before you go home from work, and make that either in a week or two. I mean, not even thinking about it. I mean, straight up autopilot and make that. Or, go hard one day or on the weekend and say, you know what, I'm going to make my $240 a day. I'm going to get up early, make $240 a day, and I'm going to go to Walmart today and go pick up that TV. Cash. I'm not doing no payments. You can do that. Yes, absolutely. In this area, we're not talking about like Austin. I'm not talking about like you have to go to a big city. You can do that here in Temple and Belton. I mean, you just got to go out there and get it, man. I mean, there's no magic to this. You just got to get off your butt and do it. I mean, if you want me to sit down and tell you a strategy on how to do it, I mean, the people who think this is just gas money, I'll destroy you with pen and paper. All right, we'll find out what the goal is. We'll work it backwards, and I'll find out what your schedule is during the week, and make it happen. I mean, even if you're working a lot, and you got a family that's not, when your family all goes to sleep, or just go out for an hour and a half. In fact, just a little inside scoop. The Temple area, they have a lot of peak pay at night, where it's an extra $1, $2 a month, $2 a delivery. So it'll actually help you get to your goal quicker. Or if you do earn by time, if there's a $1 peak pay, that means it's $2 added to your hourly rate. So if you're usually making $14.25 an hour, it would go to $16.25 an hour, active hour plus tips. So I mean, there's a lot of ways to work it, man. Or if you don't want to, you're skittish about going at night, you're used to getting up at 6 in the morning, well, put it in your Google Calendar. Set the alarm. Like, look, I usually get up at 6 in the morning. On Tuesdays and Thursdays, those are going to be at 4 o'clock in the morning days. And go out there and get it. And make a couple dollars. I just make me a cup of coffee. In fact, I think Starbucks might be open at that time. They open like at 4 or 5. Like, look, man, I'm going to get up. I see people out here in the pajamas. I don't suggest doing that, but technically you could do that. Literally roll out of bed. You could drive over, pick up your Starbucks, make yourself a cup of coffee at the house. Then, sip it down. That's your treat. And then go out there and say, I'm going to do this from 4 to, I'm usually at the house at 6 o'clock. Okay, 6 o'clock, I need to be heading that way. Or do your last order at, finish up at like 5:45, start driving back. If you got a 15, 20, 25 minute drive, whatever. And then whatever you got is what you got. And then start the rest of your day. I'm not telling you to do that back to back. Your body needs rest. But, I mean, you can make it happen. I mean, no excuses. Make it happen, man. Like I said, I'll do the late night every so often. Sometimes, I've mentioned it before, my family wants to go to Walmart. They grab the cart and go. I turn on Walmart Spark. At night, there are always shop and pay orders, man. And we're not talking $5, $7, man. I'm talking like, get yourself a little $16, $18, $24, $26 shopping order. And a lot of times, I'll do $19, $24 shopping orders for like 6 items going like 3 or 4 miles. I mean, last time they went shopping, I made $49, I think, while they were shopping. And I did 3 orders. They weren't even crazy. It was like a $16 order. Yeah, I did like a 16, just under 17 for like 3 miles. Another 17 or just under 17 for, one was like 3 miles, one was like 0.9 miles. And then I took a terrible one, man. I took one that was under 14. It wasn't terrible, but it was under 14. And I had to go like 7.8 miles. That's not a good order, man. But I didn't want to waste any time. By the time I got done with the 3rd order, I was literally just dropping off. And I got the text. They're like, hey, we're ready. I'm like, all right. Got back, loaded up the car full of the groceries. My daughter got a bunch of dolls and that she wanted. And, they spent the money. I had almost $50. They were shopping. I could have just went walking around with them. But, stereotypical dad stuff. Okay, how much longer is this going to be? Or I could gave him the car, and I could have stayed at home, watched Netflix and whatnot. I've been watching the Bernie Mac show. I'm like, okay, let me see if I can go through another episode. I could have done that, or I could have got the $50. And that was just one time. If you do that one time a week, you can go down to Belton, to Aaron's, you know, and you can make yourself a payment on some living room furniture for that. You know, I mean, you know, that's your weekly payment. I mean, if you need furniture, go talk to my brother-in-law Paul. He'll make it happen for you. Drop my name. He'll probably light up like a Christmas tree. But yeah, the whole this is just cash money, man. Don't believe that. I'm willing to guarantee whoever you're hearing that from, when you start doing this, they haven't done it for any amount of time, or they started it and they quit before they figured out the ins and outs. I mean, I don't know what to tell you, man. I mean, making $1,000 a week is not like impressive. You know what I mean? Doing gig work. You know, you just gotta come out here and get it. I mean, you know, you can easily make, you know, $1,000, $1,200, $1,400. I mean, you might have a bad week and only make $700, $800. But I mean, most of the people I talk to, they're not putting $800 a week in their bank account. And some of these people have degrees. Some of these people have been at the job forever. Yeah, I make, you know, some of these folks are working. All kinds of people, fast food. Like I said, you don't have to do this full time like me. Absolutely not. But, I mean, if you're complaining that you're broke and you don't have any money, there's money out here. In fact, I was telling this guy, he's a friend of one of my brother-in-laws. I was at the Cedar Break, you know, out there by the lake, you know, eating some great barbecue. And on the way out, you know, I was telling him I was thinking about working. I didn't work, by the way. But I was thinking about working tonight. And the guy goes, "You got to work for real tonight?" And I just smiled like, you know what? There's people out there just... I turn on my phone and there's just people out there wanting to give me their money. And I feel like it's my responsibility to take it from them. I mean, somebody's going to get it. I mean, I can get it. Somebody else is going to get it. But it comes down to it, man. There's money out here. You can go out there and get it. If you don't have a driver's license, go get your driver's license. If you don't have a car, people know you're trying to better yourself, trying to bring some money in for the family or for whatever it is that your goal is. I'm sure a loved one will let you borrow their car, or they can go with you. You can split some money with them. Get some money together. Go buy yourself a bucket. You know what I'm saying? Save up, get yourself your own car, drive it until the wheels fall off. Save your money. Get used to know the area. Once you start making some decent money, then literally go find the car that you want and make the car payment. You know, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. You can buy the nice truck that you can drive around, or you can drive something for work, or, I mean, your money is your business. The point I was really trying to drive home is, don't think that people are doing gig work or wasting their time. We're definitely making more than just gas money. We're making more than maintenance money. What is it? I mean, we're out here paying bills. We're keeping our families at the house. Myself, I mean, I know I'm going to all my kids' practices. I go to all practices, all sports. I take her to school every morning. I pick her up every day. I have lunch with her once a week because they won't let me have lunch with her more than once a week. I go to all school events. I don't miss any of that. You know what I mean? And I definitely have more than gas money doing this. So, I mean, make it happen. No excuses. I mean, you got something to say? Write it in the comments. Like, subscribe. You know, even if you're a hater, go ahead. I mean, you can hate on this channel. If I'm hurting your feelings or you think I'm full of it, let me know. I mean, I'll send you a comment. I mean, keep it somewhat respectful. You know what I mean? But, yeah, I mean, make the money, make it happen. Like, comment, and subscribe. Like I said, I'm still small. I barely have any subscribers. But, like I said, eventually, when I had the full 50 subscribers, I really want to do a live stream. I might even get to the point where I just record myself the whole day, make a humongous video, and somehow upload on YouTube. I can't do it live, but I can still record what I do all day. But yeah, like, comment, subscribe. I mean, today was just DoorDash, Uber Eats, Walmart Spark. Didn't get any Poplin, but that's okay, because if one app's not paying, the other ones are. Somebody's going to give me my money. So I'll talk to y'all later. Take care.